Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Virgo, we're going to look at your current and your future energies. I'm going to do it with a few different decks. I'm going to start with the archetype deck. Oh, you have the King. Well, good for you. You have the King. And then I'm going to kind of look at the influence of your energy. The Lion at the bottom, that's really interesting. The Lion King. Well then. Yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Oopsies. Well, I'm going to go back to Tarot Shuffling School. Shit me. Apparently. Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like I'm sitting too close. There we go. All right, Virgo. What is your current energy and your future energy? Current and future energy for Virgo. Current energy. The Monk Nun. Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to the spirit. Got quite a bit of spiritual people coming to the channel lately. Big time. That's great. I love it. Single-minded devotion to spirit. So you could be very pious right now. It could be something that you're even studying. You could even be praying for something. That's interesting. You could be praying for something. Now the shadow, negative. Did I say what the light was? Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. The shadow is negative judgment of the physical world. Excess piety. So, interesting. That's a balance, isn't it? Because really the world is so far from being divine. It's pretty far from it. So if you have like it just feels like you could really teeter here on one day, be like, no, the world is a shithole. The other day, oh, this hope. And I don't know. There's really something quite spiritual with your energy. What are you in the future? The Goddess. Jeez, look at this. How do you go from a nun to a goddess? And I know it's just the shadow of her underarm, but it looks like a little bit of hair. So it just, that feeling of like just the raw, pure essence of being human, you know? I mean, because a lot of cultures, women remove hair from their underarms. So it just, I know it's not. It's just the shadow, but it's just the first thing that catches my eye. So it feels very unbridled, very unbridled. But yes, goddess energy really should be. So in the future, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. The shadow, exploitation of the female nature and form. I don't know what y'all doing. This is like, this really is like someone who's like devoted to become a nun or a priest or whatever, a monk. And I think there's a process, right? If I remember correctly, there's a bit of a process in terms of like once you are really ordained as such, you have to go through some level of education and schooling and practice. And I don't know, it's probably like tests and all sorts of stuff. And then just periods of time. And then this is almost like you're almost there. And then you're like, you go out for a night of wild, crazy fun. I don't know. Or you meet someone. I swear this is a movie or something. Isn't there someone who I'm picturing too? I'm also picturing Julie Andrews. So I don't know if this really was a movie, like studying to be a nun and then falling in love with like this hunky guy and just like really discovering what it means to be like a woman. Oh my God, you have Virgin on the bottom. What the hell's going on? Virgo. Virgo. Maybe you are a virgin. There's nothing wrong with that. Most of the people coming to my readings are a little bit older though, but there's nothing wrong with that either. There really isn't. But okay, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit is the light of this. So to me, that would kind of go with selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. The shadow, fear of intimate union. Wait a second. Intimate union? That was what I just did in the Leo reading. They were in intimate union with the divine. Oh, that's crazy. You know, I have to say, I feel like there's something significant about, because I always do double sign, right? Whenever I do my, the mystic revels in intimate union with the divine. All right, just one cockpit minute here. One cockpit minute. Okay. I want to finish this statement because I do my readings in like pairs, and like sometimes the pairs change because it's not 100%. Like some days I don't have as much energy, or I kind of have plans to do 2 signs and the first one just takes it out of me and I just do 1 sign, or I'm busy or whatever. So then like it splits up the pairs, right? But it almost seems like the pairs are always connected somehow, which is so, I don't know why. I think it's intriguing, really. And sometimes I wonder about you guys, like if, you know, if you're coming here as a Virgo, but maybe you're a Leo sun and you have a Virgo moon, or vice versa, or I don't know. But that is so crazy because Leo had the mystic, what they were right now, and it was the reveling in intimate union with the divine. And I even said like intimacy, an intimate union is, you know, like 2 entities coming together. And so I'm just gonna put that, I'm gonna put that back in because I just showed you. But, and your underline is the Virgin though, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. But the shadow is fear of intimate union. Oh, I can hardly wait to pull out the rest of the cards. Are you in an intimate union with the divine right now? Or are you just being single-mindedly devoted and dedicated? And it could be some sort of spiritual practice. This could be something you're developing, very hermit energy, Virgo, very hermit. Something that you're really developing within yourself in conjunction with spirit. But you're maintaining, you're either in the light or the shadow of this. I feel like it could go either way with the underline. You may be worried about intimate union with other people because you're feeling kind of pure and you don't want to stain that, taint it. Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit too. Okay, the underline is you kind of like, she's like this, right? I think these look like the same sexy girls. Like the same. Just okay, but one is, you know, protecting. Look at me. And the other one's like, oh, is my dress falling off? I didn't even notice. So, Virgo, you're always so interesting. All right, okay, so where we're gonna go? We're gonna pull, there's the lion. You had king and lion. So we're gonna pull out wild unknown. Actually, we needed some kind of fun here. Leo was serious as shit. Boy, was it interesting though. Whew. So we're going to pull out these cards. They're going to see how, okay, what's influencing these energies? What is influencing these, Virgo? Oh, Lily's sleeping in her bed. She's having a little dream. She's barking. She saw a squirrel this morning and chased it across the fence. Maybe that's what she was. She was so excited. She saw it and she was like clawing at the door. Oh, so I let her out. Okay, wild unknown, baby. Going from a nun to a goddess and all your sensuality. What's influencing the monk nun? Ancestral guidance. Oh, well, yeah, you don't want your ancestors hanging out with you over here. Goodness gracious. Spirit. Now that I talked about her underarms, mine are itchy. Funny. Wow, like just spirit. That's what's affecting it. That's what you could be too. You could be guided right now by your ancestors. I'm hearing these could be living or deceased. Usually, I mean, typically this card is deceased for me as it comes in. There could be like just There's something that you need to fulfill. Either something that you've needed to fulfill. I feel your fulfillment changing in the future. But there's something that you've needed to fulfill. And I feel like you're fulfilling something that's part A of your path. And also it has something to do with maybe even fulfilling some energetic cleanse for your ancestors as well. And they're working with you on this, purifying your path forward. Maybe there's been a deviation in your path and you've been purifying that. Like, I don't feel like you're deviating right now, although you might be going out for some night of fun. I don't know. I don't feel the shadow at all. Not with this energy. You'd have to be so corrupt in like just a matter of minutes to go from this. Unless, no, I don't feel it at all. I've kind of tried to, I've been using the cards to see if you're light or dark in these readings, or light or shadow. Pretty much everyone's been light. There's been a few who are on the teeter-totter because it's about like growing some sort of a wound or healing here, but yeah, I'm not really, especially with the bat. Like if your ancestors are guiding here, I don't feel like you're in the shadow. So having said that, in the future, Virgo, sexy Virgo, the feminine expressed through wisdom. What is that? The feminine expressed through wisdom. That is divine. That is kind of like divinity because it represents the moon. The moon is the feminine. So thinking of too like a god, goddess, even just like spirit themselves, I feel like would be the embodiment or the spiritualant of yin and yang. So there's a part of you here, there's a feminine part of you that spirit's been talking to, whether you're male or female or anything in between, that has been talking to the feminine side of you, the very creative, unusual, mysterious life force. You've been tapping in, you've been downloading, and it's about to almost like you now kind of embody it, but in a very sensual, I would even say it's kind of erotic. I don't know, but what's influencing this? Oh, I've been hiding too long. It's raccoon. That's the hermit. Oh my God. What's going on, Virgo? This almost, it's like somebody that hasn't been to the candy store in a really long time. They walk by and there's a candy store and there's nobody looking, and they go in and they gorge on the candy. What's the bottom? Oh, Lordy, the buffalo, the shark, and the hyena. Ooh. There's like some temptation going on here. The buffalo, dramatic change. There's some deep hidden secrets in water and fire. And then you have the dark and the light side of the moon. Oh, I like that, right? Because there's two parts of femininity, as there are two parts of masculinity. But we are talking about feminine energy in this one, so I'm going to stick with it so I don't get confused, and neither do you. You were working on the light, the light of the moon, which is, you know, it's kind of, I guess you would say, the more pure, and that's what you're maintaining, the purity of the feminine energy, the heart and the spirit of that. And look at the, oh, look, too. See, it's almost like these waves of energy with these hearts are like floating around her and through her. And then like she wears that as a see-through dress. It's just, oh, it's kind of falling off. Yeah, right. There's two sides to you. There's two sides here. And they're, I don't know, you're about to be showing a side that you haven't shown in a while. With the shark, it's been lurking. You know, this used to come through, oh, that's interesting. Why am I doing that? I'm lining up the angles of these triangles. Why am I being drawn to do that? Am I going to see something? I've made more triangles. I don't know. It reminds me of like kind of in the thick of things with the pandemic, when so many places were in like lockdowns, and isolations and all that. And we were getting that kind of energy. This is almost like that. So maybe you've had like a prolonged period of time. This is like chastity. And then chastity. Did I say that right? I don't know. I think I've really forgotten how to talk with this thing at the roof of my mouth. But you know what I'm saying. And then here, but what's driving this goddess energy is the fact that you've been in the shadows for so long. We really need to go to the tarot. If anybody has been wanting to date a Virgo, if you've got any cross watchers in here, if you've been wanting to make a move on a Virgo for a while and they've been hard to reach or hard to find, I'm just saying, they might be coming out of the shadows and they've not, maybe, you know. I kind of feel like too, it's almost like the universe or God Goddess saying, hey, you're human too. All right, so what we're going to look at is in the current energy, what have you been working on? What have you been healing? What is starting to blossom? In the future, what will you finish working on? What will be healed? And what will be ready to harvest? It's kind of hard not to be like the sexy librarian, the pious, behind the glasses and behind the table. Virgo. I always picture you guys as librarians too. It's funny. Oh my God, yeah, that's funny. But it's not really the character. I'm thinking of Parks and Rec, Ron's ex. And I think she was the town librarian, but she was a monster. Okay, what have you been working on? The Seven of Wands. You've been defending. Oh, you've been working on that. You've been working on your defenses. So maybe you've had like a lot of offers, or maybe you've had a lot of people that are like wanting a piece of Virgo. But here, look at this. No, I am maintaining my purity. Don't touch. What have you been healing? Oh, the Nine of Pentacles. Empress in waiting, Empress in protection. Something really beautiful about this little bird that she holds in her hand. I feel like nurturing. You've been very nurturing. You've been connecting with divine through perhaps nature and animals as well. Nurturing the smaller things in life. Acknowledging the smaller things in life. And as you're doing this, so I almost feel like too, like taking the time, it's like, so what have you been healing? Taking the time to smell the roses. Smell the roses, really appreciate all the little things in life. Just like beating them off with a stick. It's hilarious. What is starting to blossom? The Four of Cups. Well, maybe you've been missing some opportunities while you've been praying, meditating, yogaing, doing some sort of, protection. So blossom. If you've been a missed opportunity, you're about to blossom. What will you finish working on in the future? The Eight of Swords. This is almost like, well, okay, with the Eight of Swords, you've convinced yourself you can't move forward, right? But I don't know. There's something here, though, that you're purifying. It's a single-minded devotion and dedication to it, and not letting anything else come into that practice. So that in itself becomes a reason for you why you can't move forward or why you won't go out. Like, it's almost as if there is something that you engaged in with your higher self, with the universe here. And once you engaged, you could not disengage. If you did disengage from it, it almost feels like it would have left you with a hole. And that hole would have been like, I'm seeing like a hole, like literally like a cavern. I don't see your guts or anything. It's just like a hollowed out area. And like you could put like a little something would fit, a piece to a puzzle would fit in that. And it was meant to be divinity, something divine. And it's almost like a code source for you, perhaps to purify. But if you like disengaged from this energy too soon, that hole would be there, but it wouldn't have been filled with something divine. It could have been filled with something that, well, you were really not meant to take on in that way. So you'll finish working on feeling stuck. What will be healed? The Hanged Man. This card always confuses me because we're looking at it as the Hanged Man. Like, right, everything is upside down. What will be healed is perhaps gaining a new perspective on your outside world. Trying to understand certain things around you. When I did pull it out, it was in the reverse, and then everything looks right again. Everything looks right again. Maybe you were seeing through the eyes of some form of experience from the past, right? Everything looks right again. And then even like, again, it's as if, no, there's something that you had to single-mindedly do for yourself. And it was important that your purity was sustained in this. Like, you look at you working on beating them off. So maybe the divine was trying to purify how you see things. Don't see things through some sort of false lens. I'm going to leave that in the upright or in the reverse, but it looks like everything, you can see everything is right again. So what will be ready to harvest? Oh, it's kind of a sexy justice card, no? Yeah. I feel like you're justice. Something that's, you know, meant for you in this lifetime. The Chariot, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. Just 1 minute here. All right, the Chariot is taking you somewhere, and it's taking you to the Ace of Wands, which is like kind of on fire, exciting, and the Nine of Cups follows it. Like just driving towards your passion and your dreams and your wishes and your hopes. And the Page of Wands, finding yourself there and being a little bit inexperienced. I don't know. Virgin. Oh my goodness. You see, like the cards are flustered. Oh my goodness. But then the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. It comes back right into maturity here. Like looking from a page to a queen. Your mind is solid. And building, so look at, there's, for the first time, well, no. Well, this is masculine. So it was almost like the masculine side of you was protecting this feminine energy. But then there's the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Building with your passion. Building passionately. I need a drink, Virgo. My gosh. I'm glad I have the fan on the ceiling there. Virgo, Virgo. Yeah, do you ever watch a movie? I don't know why I'm going back to women's underarms. But do you ever watch a movie and like this couple or these people are trapped on a deserted island and all the women have like perfectly shaved underarms every single time? I don't know. It's like I bet you would, Virgo, because like I have like a lot of air in my chart and quite a bit of Mercury placement stuff. So, which I would share with you. And I just look at these little details. I'm like, I can't get into this anymore because it's so fake. Right. The men will have like, you know, they'll start to be growing beards and stuff, but the women, no. Where are they shaving those things? Is there like somewhere on this little island where they can go and get waxed and shaved? understand. Anyways, I just thought I'd put that in there. It's one of my little beefs in when I watch that stuff. So, Monk Nun, who you are right now. Oh, the King of Cups, just in a deep, deep place. A deep, gosh, very deep spiritual energy. I want to say too that whatever this selfless devotion, this is beyond like anything for you though, because selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, it's literally like, well, the Hanged Man too. The Hanged Man I would describe as this is some sort of self-sacrificial energy here. Like if you're told, you're guided that there's something that you need to do in this lifetime, you do it, even if it goes against like fulfilling some of your own wishes or dreams here or desires. So yeah, and the King of Cups, that just to me feels like this is like keeping all of your own feelings and emotions down deep inside. Very stoic. And connecting on a very deep intuitive level. The bat is the influence of this. There is an ancestor coming in here. The Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. For some of you, it could be a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, an older sister. It could be even like a great-grandmother or a great-aunt or someone that you've never even like met in this lifetime. But there's definitely, with getting a court card on that I always see the bat as an ancestral guide. There's definitely someone guiding you here. So I feel like someone who's passed. You know, that's an interesting message. So I'm also getting the message with that, that you've had like a really strong connection to source. But at any time when this wavered, it's as if this ancestor came in real fast, because they're able to connect with you even when you lose the connection to source, and they almost act as a conduit to kind of keep you going, keep hope alive. And also I feel like too, part of the devotion that you've had here is to devote to self in a different way, perhaps. And this different way would maybe go against your own desires and passions, but it would be what the universe is guiding you to do. And in that, you do even find yourself in the Queen of Pentacles, like very, very grounded, very nurturing, and appeasing your own, like, or tempering your own, oh God, what's the word? I'm gonna say hastiness, but that's not, anyways, rushing in there. Okay, what have you been working on? The Seven of Wands. That's a lot. The Two of Pentacles. The Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Moon. Yo, you know what you've been doing? Okay, I really feel like what you've been working on here is a lot of really practical things. This is literally like this monk nun energy of, you know, collect water, fill up the well, do it again. Collect water, fill up the well, do it again. It's just like something that you know you have to do. It's the Two of Pentacles, and with the Two of Wands and the Ace of Cups and the Moon, then it feels like as you're doing this every day, you still dream a little bit about what you hope for yourself or what could be. But, you know, the Moon keeps telling you, collect water, pour it in the well, do it again. Collect water, like, you know, going to the pump and pour, or the reservoir, I guess. A well would have probably its own water, maybe a dry well. But yeah. And so almost like the Seven of Wands in a way is holding yourself back from your dreams. Nine of Pentacles. What you've been healing. The Ten of Wands. The burden of self-reliance. Wow. The burden of self-sovereignty. I want to say, because when the Ten of Wands is a lot of times you're carrying things you really don't need to be carrying. These could be other people's problems. These could be other people's expectations, but they weigh on you. So there's healing. This is too. It's like trying to release some burdens and have some form of energetic, physical sovereignty here in your life. And I you know, the monk nun, I think of them too, like in nunnery or like a place of worship where, you know, that's all who's really there. There are no outside distractions in life, of life. Actually, no outside distractions of typical life coming in. And it also too is giving me the idea of, like, you know, collecting the water, filling up the reservoir. Like this is just like day-to-day practice. It's if something really, it's just any routine in your practical life becomes spiritual. And then your spirituality becomes some part of your practical life. What is starting to blossom? The Four of Cups. Ooh, the Fool. You're going out those nunnery doors. Nunnery doors. Taking a chance. You put on your fancy dress. I mean, it's very different from this one. It's very different from this one. A new start, honey. A brand new start. Oh, maybe you weren't allowed to become a nun. I don't know why. It almost is like that. You're like, screw this then. I'm going out for a night on the town. Let's just push this down and see what's going to happen here. Oh, goddess, baby. The goddess is your archetype. In the future, the goddess. Oh, the Hierophant there, though. The Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant. What the hell? What are you doing in the church? I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that. I will say, or was that a octagon? The octagon is the bestagon. How did I never notice these were octagons before? Why am I fascinated by triangles and octagons in this reading? It's weird. Maybe that's like you guys, you know, peanut patterns and shapes. Whatever you're about to do in the future, I will say it is part of your calling. It's part of your calling. It's part of something you're meant to do. And you're going to build great things with it, honey, in the 3D. This is not 3D, really. What the hell? The only 3 dimension that's going on here is like collecting the water and putting it in the reservoir. Collecting the water and putting it in the reservoir. And then while you're doing that, you're just imagining about, oh, one day I would do this and I will feel like this. And the moon comes back in. Collect the water, fill up the reservoir. Collect the water, fill up the reservoir. It's like anything pentacle is just, it's part of the spiritual practice, which is part of the devotion, which is part of the cleanse. Where this feels like incorporating a calling in a very physical manner that builds the building that houses I'm seeing like the church and the steeple and there's all the people. But really, like, yeah, it's like a structure where many people, it's something in the community where many people benefit. I don't know. It's just so funny. It's almost like someone who's a nun and then they go out and they become a lady of the night and it benefits like the whole community. I hope y'all have a sense of humor because I'm picking it up in this reading. The other part that came in was almost like, you know, doing a play or doing like, I imagine like, I don't think nuns and monks or nuns and priests even like, or whatever, hang out in the same buildings. I think they keep them separate. But let's just say one goes to the other's place of worship and they're going to put on a play. And it's like you go on stage with your nun outfit and then before you know it at the end of the play, like this. And I don't know, there's a few priests and monks in the audience going, this is definitely okay. We really needed this. I feel like the readings have been so serious, Virgo. The raccoon. This is what's influencing that. It's like you've been covered up and hidden away long enough. Oh my God. It did not. Oh my God. You have. Are you ready? Just guess. Okay, put them in. Put them in the comments. Okay? Just say, comment, pausing video, guessing what the raccoon, which is the influence of the sexy goddess energy in the future is. Okay? So you pause it. All right, you made your guess. I'm going to show you what you have here. You have the devil and the 10 of cups. It's so bad. It's good. The spirit's like, yeah, go and do it. It is so naughty. Oh my gosh. But it's so good because it's the 10 of cups. It's what you needed. It's what you needed. So, what will you finish working on? Is the 8 of Swords. I can't do this. It's bad. It's so naughty. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Oh, that's enough of that. The World. Yeah, you're closing that off. And the Page of Cups. You're going to be kind of innocent. There's that virgin energy. Like the World and the Page of Cups. It's kind of sweet. It almost feels like, oh boy. It feels like something that comes at you that is just sort of like that, the sweet pureness of love. Like childlike love, you know, it's really sweet. And before you know it, you're just like, ah. There's going to be the odd crab cake in the comments. Cindy, you're so immature. I don't know, it's a serious reading for me. Listen, you need to look at this future then. What you need. What will be healed? The Hangman. But I think in reverse, it's like now you can see everything properly. But right? Oh, I said something about that. Like purifying your vision, your sight, how you see things. The Hangman will be healed. Oh my God. It's the Empress. And the Ace of Pentacles. Va-va-va-boom. Virgo. Venus incarnate. And like maybe people are throwing money at you. I don't know. People are paying you for this. Well, whatever it is, you certainly know your worth and your value. That's clear. You know your worth and your value. How you give and take. Like, I don't know. You might get something here. I don't know what that is. Well, hopefully it's not an STD. Anyways, what will be ready to harvest is the Justice card. Oh, this is bringing me back to that reading I did like a long time ago. The slip of the tongue on that one. I don't know if I remember that one. That was somebody got bent out of shape. Or was it bent out of shape? Or was it ripped? No, it was bent out of shape. And I was thinking, you know, can I lacquer that? Will that like harden it again? And anyways, if you remember it, you know what I'm talking about. You got kind of like one of those readings, but it's not under the surface, it's on top. The Justice card is what you'll be ready to harvest, honey. Justice. You've put the work in. Oh, and it's time. The Eight of Pentacles and Judgment. A just, like, rebirth. Because you put all the work in getting there. I don't know what you and the devil are doing, because you and God have been communing and you're pure, and now you're going to go back into the 3D and you're going to do some naughty fun things with the devil. The Queen of Swords. Look at this. She's like, yeah, come. Let me see what you got. Let me see. Oh my God, Virgo. You know, that was good. We really needed that. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at the in-between energy. How do you go from a nunk to a fornicating goddess? This could be interesting. Yeah, so we're going to look at in-between. We're going to look at personal challenges, distractions to be aware of, and areas to focus on. So thank you, sexy Virgo. You guys totally lived up to your nickname. Until next time, do be gentle with yourself. Bye.